All right, 7 minutes before 8 o'clock here on Morning Live. As we said, the big story today is live out of your Durban High Court in KwaZulu-Natal. Let us just once again find out how are things looking at this hour. Our reporter is there for us, Blaine Herman. Blaine, good morning to you once again. Just before I let you talk to your guest, I know that during the week the judiciary had declined to identify the judge who will be presiding over today's case. Do we know at this particular moment who the judge is?
Yeah, look, there's been a lot of speculation in terms of who the judge is. One of the reasons for hiding the judge's identity was, we're told, about security reasons. So we'll soon find out. There are media reports about who the actual judge is, but we'll soon find out when proceedings actually kick off at 9:30. Now, outside here, well, as you can see, there's a huge media contingent. The satellites vans are up ready to broadcast the proceedings, and we're expecting the proceedings to start around 9:30 or so. A stone throw away, we have a big screen. Now here, we're expecting thousands of supporters. We're told about 5,000 supporters that are likely to descend on the Durban High Court, just outside the Durban High Court. And well, there was a night vigil last night, so people are in high spirits, ready to show their support for the former president, Jacob Zuma. We are awaiting his arrival. As I said, proceedings are likely to start at 9:30. Let's get a bit of a legal perspective now. And Advocate Vishalan Naidu joins me now live. Advocate, thank you very much indeed for your time. Proceedings 9:30. It should be a short one, isn't it?
Yes, Blaine. It's anticipated that the proceedings will be short this morning. The defense has intimated already that they intend to apply for an adjournment. I am not aware what their intentions are, but the state will also not be in a position to proceed because Mr. Zuma and Tint have only recently been indicted, and the list of witnesses has also been provided at a late stage. The state would have to provide documents to the defense, which the defense is entitled to. And at this stage, documents and other forms of evidence have not been provided. So it is not anticipated that any trial proceedings will take place today.
Yeah. There's huge speculation as to who the presiding judges will be here today at the Durban High Court. One of the reasons for protecting his identity was security reasons. In terms of appointing or signing the judge, what's that process?
Blaine, that process is usually determined by the judge president and probably in consultation with the deputy judge president of this division. They would be in a position to allocate the necessary resources, because a judge appointed to hear this matter is going to be seized with it for a long time, and that would obviously take one judge away from this division to deal with this matter, which I anticipate would be a long-standing matter if the trial does proceed. So the decision as to who the judge is for this trial will be made by the judge president.
Yeah. In terms of bail and the accused being asked to plead, does it fit in today?
Not at all, Blaine. As far as I understand, Mr. Zuma and Tint, as well as Mr. Moino and Mr. Zuma, have not been arrested. They have been indicted. So they have been asked to appear at court this morning. And bail is not something that is relevant because they've never been arrested for these proceedings.
Yeah. In terms of the actual proceedings, are we expecting it to be, what, around 15 minutes or so? What if there is a request for a review of the reinstatement of charges? There might be a postponement or adjournment?
Blaine, at this stage, is looking into a crystal ball. I can't say how long the proceedings would be. I do anticipate that the proceedings might be short and that there won't be actual trial proceedings this morning. What I can also say is that the state and the defense would give an indication to the court as to what is going to happen. The legal representatives on both sides would obviously have to look into the diaries as well to make provision for further appearances and to secure those dates in the diaries. But insofar as the length of today's proceedings are concerned and what might or might not happen, I cannot say at this stage in the morning.
In terms of some further media speculation in terms of the defense, the lead defense, Kemp J. Kemp, we're told, and also the lead advocate for the NPA is Advocate Billy Downer, the lead prosecutor. Do you know them? What's your take on them?
Yes, I know Advocate Kemp very well. He's been involved in this matter for a very long time. He's a very senior advocate. He's a colleague of mine at the bar, and he's been acting for Mr. Zuma for many years in these proceedings. Advocate Downer, I don't know personally, but he is a very experienced prosecutor, and he was involved in the prosecution, the successful prosecution of Shabir Sheikh. So he is intimately involved as well with the facts and the evidence pertaining to this case. The other members of the legal team, I do not know. We will find out today who they are. But insofar as the two lead advocates are concerned, yes, they are a very capable and very experienced lawyers who practice in criminal law and other areas of law.
Mm-hmm. In terms of a matter like this being heard in a high court and not a low court, what's the reason for that?
Len, as you can see, this matter has taken on significant public importance. Mr. Zuma, ex-president of this country, has been charged, and similar to his appearances in 2006 in Pietermaritzburg, it drew large crowds and gained worldwide prominence. A case like this cannot be in a lower court. Initially, when he was charged a long time ago, in or about 2006, he did appear in the regional court, but that matter and those charges were transferred to the High Court. And it does make sense for this matter to be heard in the High Court.
Advocate, thank you very much indeed for your time and your perspective. That was Advocate Vishala Naidu. He's our legal analyst for this morning. Lots to come. Proceedings kick off at 9:30. Until then, it's back to studio.